Barbados, get up.
Good morning, Barbados, good morning. Good morning to you. Good morning, 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 morning. Good morning to you. Good morning, morning, Barbados, good morning. Good morning to you. Good morning, morning, Barbados, good morning.
Wake up, wake up, wake up.
Morning to you.
Wonderful Wednesday morning to you, one and all. Welcome to Wednesday indeed, the 13th of May, 2026, and I'm Pearson Bowen, waking you up and inviting you to keep us company as well. So to all of you, a very wonderful Wednesday morning indeed. It's the middle of May, literally the 13th of the month. And so to those of you joining us on our socials, on Facebook, or YouTube, or our website, cbc.bb. I know some of you cannot watch us on our Facebook stream, but perhaps you're watching us on our YouTube stream. Good morning, all of you. How do you do? Share the show, share the love, bring others along to engage in what we do. And we thank you for being actively engaged in what we do by sharing the show. The other way we want you to be actively engaged with us is by knowing something or someone who has a story to tell, and you tell us about it. Send us an email. Send us that email with the information. We will follow up and we'll get them to sit with us right here on Mornin Barbados. And so you simply send the details to morninbarbados@cbc.bb. morninbarbados@cbc.bb. We thank you for doing that as well. So thank you very much for being partners with us on Mornin Barbados. So how's your Wednesday going so far? Have you taken time to speak to God first? It's like saying, good morning, God. It's the start of a brand new day. I say thank you for keeping me company and giving me life and breath. And then today you reach across and you say to your neighbor, whether it's in your house or outside of your house, wherever your neighbor is, say, good morning. How do you do? I wish you well. So love God, love your neighbor as you love yourself. And let's together have one happy space in which we exist indeed. Catching up on some overnight news now, because yesterday in the Commonwealth of the Bahamas, they held their general elections. The general elections, the Commonwealth of the Bahamas is comprised of about 70 individual islands. And so yesterday they held their elections, and the result indicates that having won 30 of the 41 seats in Parliament, Philip Davis is returned as the Prime Minister of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. Now, he leads the Progressive Liberal Party, and so for the very first time in the last 30 years, he is now serving a consecutive term. Hasn't happened in the last 30 years. And so look at your screen. That's who the returning Prime Minister of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas is. He says the vote resoundingly says to him that the Bahamians want him to continue improving economic opportunities, public safety, and living conditions on the island indeed. So 30 of the 41 seats have gone to the Progressive Liberal Party. Congratulations to Philip Davis, who is the incoming Prime Minister of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. To one of our viewers today, Slender Glenda, I call her name is Glenda Yard. She and her family are mourning the loss of their mother, but today they lay her to rest. And so to Slender Glenda, to you and your family, the early morning wall crawlers remember you. The early morning wall crawlers grieve with you. The early morning wall crawlers will support you. And as I would have said to you while on the radio, be strong in the Lord and be of good courage. I know you'll handle it well. So Slender Glenda, we remember you today. Also, this evening at 7 o'clock, we are going to the Bethel Methodist Church. I've been telling you about this now for a little while. Tonight at 7, Ambassador David Commission will be delivering the 18th annual Sarah Ann Gale Memorial Lectures, all part of Heritage Month for the Methodist Church in Barbados. And so that starts at 7. We want you to be there at the Bethel Methodist Church as Ambassador Commission looks at John Wesley's thoughts on slavery. John Wesley's thoughts on slavery. That's going to be a really, really engaging lecture this evening, beginning at 7, Bethel Methodist Church. Also this evening at 7, this time now in Bush Hall, as a matter of fact, at CS Mini Mart in Bush Hall, on Parade Road, Bush Hall. Look at your screen, Managing Our Mental. We met the Jordans earlier this week, and so they're inviting us to come and learn more about managing mental health. So Alison and Christopher will be prepared to talk to you. They will engage with you. They'll listen to you, because sometimes you feel as though you're not being heard or seen. And so they're good to see you and they want to hear you, but they'll also share with you tips of how to manage manage your mental, having themselves managed mental. And so we want you to show up tonight at 7 o'clock till 9 o'clock there at CS Minimar on Parade Road, Bushall, St. Michael, for that engaging session indeed. We have a lot to get to this morning. As a matter of fact, we will shortly be talking to a young man who has used his talent and now he is breaking records. But who is he and breaking records in what? What is this talent we're talking about? He'll join us in a little while to talk about that. Coming up soon, the region's most influential voices in energy, leadership and innovation will be meeting, and we want to get ahead of that to find out what are they talking about. How so important is this session being hosted right here in Barbados? They'll talk to me in a little bit about that as well. The book, as we told you, leading into today, the book that tells the story of a single girl's path to true love. We'll turn the pages with the author who sits with us. You know the author quite well, so I'll hold that one in a bit for you for just a little while. It's going to be quite an interesting session navigating life's journeys with this young girl who finds true love. Part of the focus of Child Month is childhood obesity, and we want to continue our conversation, raising your awareness about the conditions that would lead to childhood obesity. So we want to talk about that and the prevention that you need to employ as well, prevention methods and techniques. And we'll meet this morning a very talented young man whose life took a turn, and he's been able to manage his struggle, but he's survived, and boy is he surviving well indeed. Bruce Chandler will meet us this morning as we share with you how he is today. A whole lot to look forward to this morning on Morning Barbados. We'll take a break right here. We'll be back in a moment.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
Some ask, what makes Barbados so special? We at Mornin Barbados say it's you, our exceptional youth. You are talented, resilient, and inspirational. You are the epitome of the Barbadian spirit, testing the boundaries of your creativity. If you are an entrepreneur, artist, baker, designer, author, or have done anything you think should be highlighted, email us at morninbarbados@cbc.bb. Let us show the world our exceptional Bajan youth.
There is a saying, you can find a Bajan anywhere. Are you a Bajan living abroad? Or do you know of one who has migrated to another country? Well, we at Mornin Barbados would love to have you or them on our Bajan Affair segment. Share your amazing stories, experiences, and how you have adapted to a new culture. Send us an email to morninbarbados@cbc.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
We'll meet that man now who's breaking records online and all over the world this morning. He's a Barbadian, as a matter of fact, and you know how proud we feel of Barbadians doing things in a big way everywhere. And so this morning we meet the DJ, the producer, and the online streamer in what we call as DJ Hardware. I'll tell you his real name in a minute. DJ Hardware, good morning to you.
Good morning, good morning.
How do you do?
I'm great, how are you?
I'm well too. Thank you so much for asking. What's your real name?
Samuel Bridgman.
Samuel Bridgman, DJ Hardware. How did this stage name, though, DJ Hardware, come about?
That's a drunk story right there. We are sober and it's early in the morning right now. Let's just put it this way. In Barbados, when you do a lot of chopping,
Say no more. Say no more. It's early in the morning. I get you. So DJ Hardware, here you are now. Your story is one. It's pretty interesting, as a matter of fact. How long have you been DJing now?
Since I was, about 12.
About 12. For a little while now. And so DJing.
I started house parties with my friends and stuff like that. And then when I was like 15, that's when I really got turntables and really got into it.
And mash up the place, as we Bajans would say.
Yeah.
And so while DJing as well, you're also dabbling in production. You've worked with some big names, as a matter of fact. Talk to me a little bit about some of the stars who you've been producing music for.
I produce for, the list is long. Machelle, Patrice, Marsville, Gorg, Peter Ram, Lil Rick. Like I don't think there's a lot of people I ain't work with in Barbados. Like I do real production.
You call it you call it a long list. We call it a big list. So the heavy hitters in entertainment across the Caribbean you've been working with. And so you're based overseas, am I right?
Yeah, I live in Florida right now.
And so living in Florida, what's been the reception so far to the Barbadian flavor or the Caribbean flavor in music?
I mean, people love it up here. I do Miami Carnival a good couple of times with the Bajan band up here. And people typically love bashment soca. So, like, being in Miami, based in Miami, feels basically like home. A decent amount of Bajans up here. You got Trinis, Jamaicans. Ain't as much Bajans as Barbados, obviously. But, you know, it's still a good vibe. Still a good vibe.
So far, so good for you. But in 2020, during the pandemic, when we were all told to stay within our curtilages and settle oneself, you started something interesting. Reflect for me what happened for you in 2020 that led you to where you are today.
Yeah, 2020, that's where my streaming career kicked off. I had actually met one of my first agents on a cruise ship because I was working cruise ship, Carnival Cruise Line from 2018. And that's where that kicked off. Every year from 2018, she was hitting me up. Yo, you should start streaming. You would do real good. You're like, use a big DJ over here. You didn't kill it for the app. And I was like, still working for the cruise ship. 2019, same thing. 2020, I was like, all right, yeah, let me try this streaming thing. I already know. And I started on Bigo, and I started in October. And by December, I was one of the biggest DJs on the app. By March, I was one of the biggest streamers. And went from there. Then I went to TikTok, mash up TikTok, same way. And now I'm on an app called Favorited, which is a US-based app. And yeah.
So how do people find you? How did they find you? I mean, you started, you did you, but somehow it became quite global. That your followers flooded the space where you were every time. So how did they find you in the first place?
Well, like I said, my agent found me on the cruise ship the first time, and then Bigo is like the second biggest streaming app. So by the time I got on TikTok and I was like well seasoned in the streaming world, then TikTok is global. So like a lot of people just go on TikTok and you just scrolling and I end up in their feed. So shout outs to Dawn Foster, shout outs to AON Skills. Those are people that are supporting me on TikTok and just found me, just scrolling. Shout outs to Archie. Me and him have done a live before. Shout outs to Spinny. Literally, you could just scroll. You be on TikTok right now. You see my feed. You just come in there, and that's it. So a lot of people have found me, especially the Caribbean diaspora. I got a lot of following in Guyana, a lot of following in Trinidad. Just that's just how the TikTok algorithm works. So if you're Caribbean and you watch a lot of Caribbean stuff, when I go live, you will see me on there.
They could have found you like the needle in the haystack, turned their eyes and go somewhere else, but it stayed with you because somehow you're able to connect with them in a way that made them think, I ought to come back and bring others along as well. What do you think is your magic, DJ Hardware, that keeps people coming and coming in numbers?
It's the vibe of the life. Like I have a quote unquote family called the Mayhem family. And when you say family and live streaming, it's just the people that support you and come out to, make sure that you're good. So when you come into the live, there we go. When you come into the live, people greet you. It's like a real family. Like you walk into like a fete in Barbados, but it's just like a digital fete. And, when I see your name, I can shout you out. So you get big up for me, and it's just very personable. It's not like a lot of other DJs lives where you just come in and nobody don't greet you or you don't feel nothing. Like once I see your name or you talking in the chat, like you can get big up and you become part of the life.
And so it's your life now. Is this what you do generally, or is this just a side gig for you?
No, this is my main gig right now. I just got back last week from doing a cruise ship, so I still do outside stuff. I still DJ in real life, but mainly I be online, and I have family and supporters from all over the world. When I got on Bigo, my first supporter was actually from Spain.
Whoa.
Yeah, and then she brought her sister, who, crazy enough, lives in France. So those were my two first supporters.
What about this as a path to progress for you scares you or scared you in the beginning? Is there any cause for concern?
The biggest concern is that, like, you're not paid from the app. So it's not like the app hires you to come and DJ. Your support depends on people, 1,000% on people. So if I turn on my live right now and nobody comes in the live, then there's no income. So that is always the scariest part for any streamer, because if you lose support, if you lose your family, that's it, you're done.
Wow.
So it's important to keep that good relationship with your people and have a good support system.
That's just one piece of advice you've given to us. I believe there's much more you can share with us as well. We'll take a break right here. When we come back, I want to hear from you about how do we encourage our young people to go into the act of streaming, and what are some of the other benefits that can be derived therefrom. We'll take a look at that with DJ Hardware right after this break.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
There is a saying, you can find a Bajan anywhere. Are you a Bajan living abroad? Or do you know of one who has migrated to another country? Well, we at Mornin Barbados would love to have you or them on our Bajan Affair segment. Share your amazing stories, experiences, and how you have adapted to a new culture. Send us an email to morninbarbados@cbc.vb, and together we will travel the world.
This is where Barbadian football lives. Every Monday from 8:03 p.m., step onto the touchline. A 30-minute show featuring the BFA Premier League. Join Anmar Goodrich Boyce and Damian Best as they review the action, the goals, the grit, the glory, and the stories shaping the league. From kickoff to the final whistle, this is your front row seat to Monday Night Football. Touchline, bringing you closer to the BFA.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
We're talking to DJ Hardware, who is also a producer, but he's also a live streaming influencer, and he's based in Florida. And DJ Hardware, in every day we have 24 hours. But of those 24 hours, you use a quarter of those hours live streaming, 6 hours a day, every day that God sends around the sun. And so that's a lot of time every day. So what is it, outside of you're doing your task while you cruise, what is it that keeps you there for 6 hours a day?
Like I said, it's the family, it's the vibe. Like every day streaming for me. First of all, I stream different music every day. So like Mondays R&B, Tuesdays like more reggae vibe, Wednesdays like soca, Afrobeat. Thursday I normally play piano with Jordan Blue. Fridays is mostly dance hall, and it's a mixture of everything. And then Saturdays and Sundays, sometimes I take off, but it's more of a freestyle vibe. Yeah, shout outs to Jordan Blue. So, but every day is like a party for me. It's like I turn on, it's like literally like a fete. You walk in, your people start rolling in, you see any names popping up, you're like, hey, big up this body, big up that body, and it's just a good vibe. Sometimes I don't even play music.
Talk to me about the day you broke records. Do you remember that?
I break enough records, and there's enough years. But that particular one was March Madness. That was the biggest competition I favorited, and Saturday and Sunday we shattered the competition. The finals was crazy, and we put down the biggest scores the app has ever seen. Like we mashed it up completely. Shout out to the Mayhem family on that. Big up Indy, big up Galactic Goddess, big up Jonelle, big up Living My Life, big up Bajan Jew, big up Vix. I start calling names. I got too many names to big up. But big up everybody in the Mayhem family for sure. Them show off bad that weekend.
That's wonderful. And now you're actively also on this site known as Favorited. What is Favorited, and how does one get on to Favorited?
So Favorited is another streaming site. That's my main site right now. I don't do TikTok as much as I used to, but Favorited is it's an American-based streaming site. TikTok is, well, US just got their hands on a good portion of TikTok, and Bigo is also an Asian app, but Favorited is 100% US. Unfortunately, right now, TikTok is not available in Barbados. You will have to have a VPN to see what's going on. But I'm in talks with the owners to get that fixed up. So Favorited.
Go ahead.
Yeah, so I'm trying to get Favorited in Barbados fully.
All right. So how difficult or easy is it for youngsters to get onto these platforms to be able to showcase what they do?
I mean, an app like TikTok, like I said, I did some work with Archie before. I did a couple lives with a couple Bajan influencers, so it's not hard. The hardest part is building your fan base. Because when you go on the live and you don't have a fan base, you're gonna sit on zero. So literally, or you sit in with one person. So it's like right now, outside of the fact that people are watching us, it'd be like me just talking to you if one person is in your life. So you gotta be consistent. You gotta get on there and just grind, link up with other creators that already got a fan base, so you can start to expand your fan base. The algorithm start pushing you up more. It's not difficult to stream, but the most difficult part is really getting people to watch you, and even more difficult, getting people to come back.
Yeah, indeed. So get always to come back. So I understand that you're trying to work with the developers there in the US to bring Favorited app to Barbados. What does that involvement look like in terms of trying to get them to see what you see as a potential in Barbados?
Well, obviously, anywhere you go is rep Barbados, so Bajan flag or fly high for anything. Everybody know Bajan. You don't gotta ask no questions. But just like TikTok, streaming is a very, like, the streaming world is a huge world, and there's so much to do. There's so much, like, so far to expand. Like I said, when I first started Bigo, my first two supporters were from Spain and France. So when you get on these streaming apps, you never know who you're gonna meet. Favorited is a smaller app, so it's just coming up. When I first got on Favorited, the Jamaicans were running Favorited. So World Dog, Swiss Lee, they were doing their thing, and I was like, I need to be a part of this. So now I'm up here, and I have some influence on the app, and I be having conversations. I think it's only right that I bring back and make sure, all right, this available in Barbados, so people got the same opportunities as me. Because the things I've done on this app, like, if the younger generation could come up and get their feet wet and really understand the streaming world and what be going on, they could come and mash it up too. People like Jordan English, shout out to Jordan. That influencer space, if he could convert that to like a TikTok or like a Favorited, gone clear.
Wow. And it's worth it. Is it?
Like I said, this is what I do. I do outside gigs maybe 4 or 5 times. I do, like I said, I just came back from the Wave Jam crew. Shout outs to Jasmine. And I got a couple gigs in New York and whatnot, but I don't fly as often as I used to, like 4 or 5 times, and it's just streaming for me.
So with all the accolades that flow following your streaming and like, bursting records, unfavorited, all the other apps that you've been working on, and people have been really showing up in numbers, how does hardware see hardware today?
Well, first of all, I rep for Barbados, and that's the most important part for me. Seeing that I born and raised in Barbados, not just, you know what I mean? My parents was Bajan or I hear about Barbados. I come up there, I do production for enough of the big artists and thing they do not, like Soak Up on the Hill, all these shows and whatnot. So the fact that I could come on an app, multiple apps in the US and be successful, that's a big thing for me. And I see myself as like a blueprint for other streamers, for other, potential streamers, for other artists, for other producers. Like, if I could do this, one could do the same thing that I do. I ain't a different for one, you know what I mean? But you gotta put in that hard work and you gotta be serious. Like, streaming, full-time streaming in a job. Sometimes you're up, sometimes you don't. Like, ain't every day people coming in and dropping big money. Sometimes, people got a little change to give because that's all them got. Like I said, your income is fully fixed on how much people support. So if it's a month for everybody doing something else and them busy and them ain't got the money, then you gotta bite the bullet and just cool it for that month. But if you serious about streaming, influencing, like even like doing the like what Dawn does and what Jordan does, if you serious about it, you gotta stick with it. If you got a rough month or two, might be a rough 6 months, you gotta stick in there and be like, look, this way boat, I got a lower time now, but I know it can pick up. And that's the difference between me and somebody that do it for like 3 months and was like, it was good for a little bit. All right, I done with that. That's the difference right there. The consistency.
That's great advice indeed for a lot of us and a lot of our young people as well. We live life with goals. That's how we live life. This thing's achieved, that's the next thing we're going after. What's the next thing you're going after?
Well, like we said, I want to see the app in Barbados. That's a big thing for me. And I ain't stopping at just the records I've broken. I think I have all of the number ones right now on the app. So number one daily, number one weekly, number one 2v2s, like number one events. But I want break them records again. I want to shot in the app again. Like there's no stopping for me. You know what I mean? I don't say, all right, well, I do it, so that's it. I good now. I'm never satisfied with even like my highest. For me, I just want to be the best that I could be. And when I hit the best, then I want to be the best or the best again. So everything I do, I say, all right, let me do better than that.
Yes.
So that's it for me.
That's a good approach.
Beat my own records. And now I got all the records.
Yes.
I want to beat my own records again.
The man holds all the records indeed, and he's Barbadian. He is also a producer and a streaming influencer, but he is from us. And so, DJ Hardaway, we celebrate your success so far. We wish you well. We hope you get all that you get in place to bring favoritism to Barbados so our young people have opportunities that you have realized as well. So we wish you well with all of your future plans as well. So thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
You're welcome. DJ Hardware, the big man who's broken records and has all the records and is setting to break them yet again. Morning Barbados breaks right here. We're back in a moment.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
This is where Barbadian football lives. Every Monday from 8:03 p.m., step onto the touchline. A 30-minute show featuring the BFA Premier League. Join Anmar Goodrich Boyce and Damian Best as they review the action, the goals, the grit, the glory, and the stories shaping the league. From kickoff to the final whistle, this is your front row seat to Monday Night Football. Touchline, bringing you closer to the BFA Premier League. See you on the touchline, live on TV8.
Touchline, sponsored by Dasani. Live first, Dasani after. And Powerade. Pause is power.
Preserve your personal priceless memories. Here at CBC, we transfer VHS, DVDs, Beta, U-matic, and...
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning. to you.
We want now on Morning Barbados to turn our attention to an upcoming CEOs and Leadership Conference hosted by CARELEC. CARELEC itself, an association of electric energy solution providers in Barbados, the Caribbean region, Latin America as well. And so joining us as we look at that and the why behind that upcoming conference is the man who is the Executive Director of CARELEC in Dr. Clinton Burton. Good morning to you, Dr. Burton.
Good morning. Nice to be here. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for coming with us indeed. And so let's talk a little bit about not just the conference yet, but about the work of CARELEC and who makes up CARELEC.
Right. So good morning again to you and to your listening audience, viewing audience, I should say. It's a pleasure to be here. I will be in Barbados in a couple of days from now. Looking forward to it. So CARELEC is the Regional Association of Electric Energy Solution Providers. Previously, it was taglined as the Association of Electric Utilities. But over the last 7 years, we have repositioned and grown the association to represent the interests of much more than just the electric utilities. So we do have still 32 electric utility members across 28 jurisdictions in the Caribbean, English, Dutch, French, and Spanish. But we also have 80 plus associate and affiliate members who are basically vendors, suppliers to these electric utilities, mostly based in North America and Europe and some in the region. We have created new membership categories representing this shift in the sector. That's why I said CARELEC is in transition and repositioning to be what we are now, the Association of Electric Energy Solution Providers. So we have a distinct membership category now for IPPs, independent power producers, who were once seen, of course, as the competitors to electric utilities in the generation space. They are now members of the association and have board representation. We also introduced an individual membership category, sort of democratizing the energy space and bringing in smaller voices and players that are critical for the transitioning that we are embarking on in the region. So the individual membership category includes students, academics, researchers, lecturers, independent practitioners, so your solar PV installer, your energy efficiency auditors, your EV technician, could be members of CARELEC, this wide association of 37 years standing in their own name and practice. And then we have introduced even newer and exciting category for prosumers. That's persons who self-generate and have grid-tied systems, solar PV systems in the main, to be part of the association. So we have repositioned to represent the voices of all of the key players in the sector. And so we're embarking on this journey of transitioning as an association, as the industry evolves and transitions.
And so energy providers in the Caribbean are challenged in so many different ways. Renewable energy is one of them, the access to some of the fuel as we look for alternatives to how we generate energy. And so this conference that's upcoming challenges chief executive officers and other leaders within the industry to come together, and thinkers, people who have actually interesting comments to provide as well, to come together in one space to have this discussion. Talk to me about, and this is not the first conference that's being hosted, but co-hosted by Barbados perhaps for the very first time. But when we come together in this conference, what are we to do? What are the topics of discussion you'll be focusing on?
Yeah, that's fantastic. So the theme of the conference is leading with purpose. Leading with purpose, innovating for a resilient and sustainable future. So that really speaks volumes to what we'll be focusing on, because leadership matters. As you've said, we're navigating turbulent times. Or some would say upheaval in an unpredictable supply chain and geopolitical context. So leadership matters. And leadership, we are saying, needs to be purposeful, needs to be able to embrace innovation and change, needs to be adaptable. And so we have industry leaders from across the region and internationally to speak to those issues, but not just a talk shop, as it were. It's really about solution-oriented, results-based discussions. And one thing we always highlight is that CARELEC is not an events management entity. We are a regional association. We are based in the region 24/7, 365. And we often say the success of our events is ironically not what happens within the event, but what happens between events. So it's action oriented, it's results driven. We are setting up a platform for collaboration, celebrating successes and progress. We'll have an inaugural Carolec Awards to award utilities based on performance, data taken from our benchmarking survey. And so it's action-based, solutions-oriented, not just a talk shop. And we're inviting leaders from across sectors because these issues obviously don't just impact on the energy sector. The energy sector obviously is the fuel for economic activity, for social life, for economic development and progress. So it's very much open to CEOs and leaders from all sectors. Recently, for example, we signed an MOU with the Caribbean Hotel and Tourism Association and the Caribbean Alliance for Sustainable Tourism. That was historic in a sense. So we are collaborating across sectors with the tourism sector. We are talking to the banking sector and insurance, financial services, manufacturing, because energy has touch points in every sector, in every home, in every business. And so this conference is open to all Barbadians who have an interest in sustainable development and growth, and the role that each of us could play in accelerating that desperately needed transitioning towards greater energy security and energy independence.
A lot of the energy security and independence of which you speak is dependent on innovation, but access by price point as well. And that's a huge topic of discussion across the region as well. While we're happy about the innovation and thoughts and thinkers, we also want to know that the average man can afford. And so in Barbados in particular, we've been all challenged to, from roof to ceiling, really, we are planting, I use that word generously, our solar panels to generate electricity for self. Is that one of the focus that will come up at the conference as well?
Absolutely. You hit the nail on the head. And so we're grappling with what we call in the industry the energy trilemma. A trilemma, how we balance affordability, reliability, as in system stability, and going green. And sometimes we find that we have to trade off. It's a trilemma. So to the extent that we go green, there might be implications for reliability, system stability, at least in the short to medium term. We need to look at battery storage, not as inaffordable or not as cheap as we would like it to be yet. At utility scale, that is, we're looking at resilience in terms of increasing impacts of climate change and having distributed generation assets that are maybe sometimes less protected out there than in a power plant. So implications for resilience, energy resilience doesn't automatically come with going green because there's a vulnerability and risk exposure in terms of assets and how we construct those assets. So again, the trilemma, as we put it, going green, affordability, and reliability is the trilemma that we are navigating, and it takes a delicate balance and again, purposeful leadership that is prepared to be bold, but data-driven, have some level of risk appetite, but calculated risk in a sense, being innovative but not reckless, and going after every new technology on a whim or any faddish sort of exploration. So a grounded, centered approach to leadership that is purposeful is what we'll be engaging in at this conference. We're really excited about being in Barbados. We have numerous stakeholders who are based in Barbados who have been invited to the conference, have confirmed their participation. The EU delegation, the Canadian High Commission, the Chinese Embassy, the CDB, CCRI, RSS. Oh, by the way, we'll be signing a historic MOU with the RSS that's headquartered in Barbados to expand our disaster assistance mutual aid program to augment the capability of line workers who will be cross-training military personnel and law enforcement to assist for post-disaster restoration in collaboration with the RSS. So we'll be signing that MOU in Barbados during the conference. So really lots happening. That will be a landmark event and really a game changer we see at this critical juncture in the industry. really encouraging persons to hit our website and log on and register for the conference.
Indeed, it's urgent to register because the conference starts on the 18th. Today is the 13th. In 5 days, it starts. So literally, if you're sitting at your desk right now, you're contemplating, I say don't dilly-dally on your contemplation. You need to make a decision really, really soon. And as you see, if you're in Barbados, you get 40% off your registration fee. But you go to the website, carilec.org, secure your spot, and show up. Show up because you're rubbing shoulders literally and sharing thoughts and minds with CEOs and other leaders and other industry partners as well who are independent of what the conglomerates already do, to be a part of the change of delivery of energy to the Caribbean people, reliability of the energy delivery, the price points as well. And so I'm so glad you're here because I want to look now at thermal energy. I know a number of our islands are volcanic and they're using that resource in another way to provide stability. Let's talk about where we are as a region in that as another source of energy.
Thank you so much for this opportunity. So the diverse mix, we sometimes say CARILEC as an association is technology agnostic. Meaning that we are not averse to any form of technology that could serve our interests as a region in terms of affordability, reliability, and going green, of course. So geothermal, where that resource is available, is a tremendously powerful game changer. So in the case of Dominica, that has made a recent breakthrough with geothermal, we were there just 2 weeks ago. A contingent of CEOs spent a couple days in Dominica for an energy summit. We toured the geothermal plant and also battery energy storage facility that was in conjunction with our Lines Worker Rodeo and Symposium that was being held there. But I could tell you that geothermal can be a game changer for jurisdictions that have that resource potential. It's happening on a mega scale in the French Antilles, in Guadeloupe, to a great extent, and to a lesser extent Martinique. Now in Dominica, several of the territories are along the trajectory, moving from testing, well, exploration into production, hopefully in the coming years. St. Lucia, St. Vincent had to put it on pause due to the eruption a few years ago. Nevis and Kitts. So several countries in the region have that potential, but again, we're looking at all possible technologies that could speak to an energy transitioning that would secure greater security, greater independence as it relates to our critical need for growing capacity for energy consumption and energy generation.
You know, all of that underscores why this conference is so important indeed, and why this conference will be so exciting, because you're now exploring what's possible. You're looking at the innovation, the different approaches to the delivery of energy, reliable energy, clean energy, making it accessible and becoming less dependent on external sources for us to be able to do what we have to do. We live in a space that is sunny all the time, so solar energy is a natural source that we need to tap into deeper. We live in a space that's volcanic, so thermal energy is also another source of energy we need to tap into. But how can we as thinkers come together to be able to package it in such a way that it is innovative, it is accessible, and it is cost affordable at the same time? So that's why this conference happens at the Barbados Hilton, the Hilton Resort, from the 13th to the 18th of this month. It's a few days, but it's packed with powerful speeches, powerful opportunities, powerful access to people who are also powerful. This is going to be great. And you folks, go online now, carilec.org, and place your registration. Don't just sit on the sidelines and make commentary on calling programs alone, because oftentimes our conversation is around the price of electricity. But what about the innovation in electricity and having a greater understanding and appreciation for how it's developed and delivered? All of that is part of the conference as well. I want to thank you so very much, Dr. Burton, for joining us this morning. I wish you and Carilec well with this upcoming conference, and to all of your partners as well. I really hope that you're oversubscribed. Let's create a challenge for you, and then we'll see where we go from there. But Barbados is looking forward to welcoming and hosting all of your partners on island from the 13th to the 18th as part of this landmark conference. Thank you.
Thank you so much. It was good to be here. Thanks for having me. See you soon. Thank you.
You're welcome indeed, sir. Thank you indeed. We're taking a break right here, Barbados. We're back in a moment.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
strengthen your heart, your mind, and your soul. They are educational, entertaining, inspiring, and motivating. Are you an author of a recent book you want to share? Then Mornin Barbados would love to feature your book in our The Next Chapter segment. Send us an email to morninbarbados@cbc.bb. That's morning without the G. Come and let us turn those pages together.
Some ask, what makes Barbados so special? We at Mornin Barbados say it's you, our exceptional youth. You are talented, resilient, and inspirational. You are the epitome of the Barbadian spirit, testing the boundaries of your creativity. If you are an entrepreneur, artist, baker, designer, author, or have done anything you think should be highlighted, email us at morninbarbados@cbc.bb. Let us show the world our exception.
You know, this is not Tuesday, but I recall some time ago, every Tuesday morning, we all looked forward to the smile of the one and only Sharita O'Dell. Good morning to you, Sharita.
Morning, Pearson. Good to be back with you.
See it there? Good to have you indeed. This time in a different capacity.
Yes.
She's an author. Would you believe it? She is a published author. It's not just an author alone. So how are you doing?
I am good. Can't complain. I've been engaged in lots of projects for self-actualization, making sure I pour out me to whoever is intended to reach, and I'm just excited about that.
And you're obedient to that call as well to do so, which is important. Because sometimes we get disobedient and we find ourselves on rocky roads.
Yes, indeed.
And you understand where I'm going with this one here now. Because the book you've authored is called Good God. A single girl's rocky path to finding true love.
Yes.
Why that title?
Oh, wow. Well, I'm married now, but I had a season of singleness. And that's the thing. Singleness is pervasive throughout the globe right now. And some people are very happy to be single.
Yes.
Nothing wrong with being single. Some people desire it. But some people have a craving in their heart to have companionship, to be married, because we all have different goals and aspirations and so forth. And those who are in the dating world can find it hard, Pearson, it rough out there, boy. It rough. It isn't like back in the day where, you know, our parents met coming out of university at 22, 23. They were married by 25 and had 2 kids on the picket fence by 27. Those days are long gone.
And so it's a rocky road. It's rocky, but finding true love,
yes,
to my mind, predicates on what you see as true. And so truth for a lot of people is exactly just what they believe.
Correct.
For another person, it's also what I believe,
yes,
but are they the same?
Yes.
And so it's in defining what that love is, what that true love is, it's through one's perspective.
Correct.
Am I reading you correctly here?
That's right. That's right. And the reason I entitled the book, Good God, is that based on where you're at, that expression comes out differently, right?
Yes.
So it could be, good God, God is good.
Exactly.
Or it could be like, I'm fighting for my life, good God, help me. And the reality is that in the dating season, a lot of it is us trying to do it our way, right? So I like tall, I like chocolate, I like bow legs, so I hope that person find me, and when they find me, this is it. And in doing it our way, a lot of the time you realize this is not working out.
Yes.
You know, and it's like a hamster on the wheel repeating the same thing over and over again. And I found that to get off that wheel, maybe we have to try to find out what is it that our Creator wants for us as opposed to what I want for me. And I think a lot of people are in that space where they're tired, they're fed up, and I myself came to my own end. I'm like, I can't do this anymore. I'm exhausted. And it's in coming to that point and realizing what I needed for something meaningful and successful. I say, you know what? Let me not keep this to myself. Let me share it in case it helps set some others free. So that's the premise of what the book is all about.
Coming to a point of vulnerability. And as you were relating what you just spoke to me about, I kept thinking again from Sunday's sermon about the slave girl Hagar and how God met her, and she said, the question was, where have you come from and where are you going?
Yes.
Where have you come from and where are you going? And then she found her trust. She says, I met God and I'm still alive. And so with all of that said, a lot of people in their desperation have not stopped for just a moment to reflect on and then plan for. But in planning for, understanding there must be a change.
Yes.
That change has to come with knowing for sure. And that knowing for sure, as you said, comes from having a relationship with God.
Yes. Yeah. Indeed. And you see, that's when we come to a point of letting go and literally letting God. It sounds cliche, but it's as simple as that. When you get to the realization that I need divine help.
Correct.
I need supernatural help. It's only then, because I see God, I've always seen God as a gentleman, right? Because he's given us the gift of free will. Do your thing.
Yes.
Have fun, But at the end of the day, he wants us to do it within his will. And he only really comes and intervenes when we ask. That's why the asking part is so important. So sometimes he's up there seeing us flipping and flopping around and saying, can I help you, please?
Yes. Just ask now.
But it has to be up to us to say, help me. But here's the problem. We usually ask for the help last when we're dying on the sidewalk, bleeding out. We usually ask for the help as a last resort. Imagine if we asked for it first.
Yeah.
How different our lives would be in all aspects.
But I don't want to scare you with that carpet alone, because God it doesn't matter when. It would be better if it was a lot earlier.
Yes.
You have a greater journey of success.
Yes.
But even at your point of desperation, he steps in.
Correct.
He says, come, my child. Because we are his children.
Yes.
And I keep thinking of your earthly mother or father who you stump your toe and you ready to just give up. And they just hold you and they cuddle you, they kiss you, and they take care of you. That's exactly the image that God has made us in.
Yes.
So he's like that as well. And so that's important. So the book tells us that journey, but does the book end happy? Does it have a happy ever after ending?
It does have a happy ever after ending. And I'm not going to ruin the book for you, but I will say this, that a lot of the book I use from my own life. I was very authentic, right? So you're going to get some juicy stories.
We know you.
Ooh, juicy, told the way I tell stories.
Yes.
So trust me, you get a good laugh in there. But what it makes you realize too is the ending for me is not going to be everybody's ending. And it also makes you realize that the ending I got is not the true ending. The true ending, the true thing that we're seeking after, whether you're woman or man, is wholeness, right? So a lot of us think that it's about getting this partner.
Yes.
But you are absolutely no use to anybody if you're broken or not fully baked. So the focus is, how do I become whole? So that whether or not a partner comes along, I am at peace. I feel as if I'm where I'm supposed to be, and I am soul satisfied.
Wow.
And that is where the revelation comes. It's not that much about finding the perfect partner and the man who meets my needs or the woman who meets my needs. That comes after the true end, which is finding your wholeness.
That's powerful. That is, sister, that's powerful indeed. And so we stand with her. And is there a favorite part of the book that you would want us not to get to, but that for you resonates and that you believe could resonate with so many others as well?
Yes, there was yet another story of misery and everything going wrong. But I think it was the point when I realized I had literally, I call it the wailing woman moment, right? And this is just a teaser, not giving away too much, but it's after I thought I had recovered from yet another heartbreak and thought I was doing well, back to life as normal. And after a movie that ended up being a sad movie, didn't expect it to be, and a romantic movie, didn't know it was. Then I ended up coming home, and by the time I hit Bussa, it started raining. And all of a sudden I couldn't see through the windshield, and I pulled over to the side of the road. to realize it was not raining. It was me bawling.
Wow.
And I call that the wailing woman moment, right? Where I burst and let out all the years of like, oh,
Wow.
God, when is this going to end? And you see, people don't talk about that. People have those moments in private, and we get up, we put on our powder
Yes.
and our foundation, and we come out looking real sweet. But a lot of people have those points where they're just like, I can't do this anymore. And that was the pivotal point for me where I'm like, okay, we need different results.
Yes.
And that's when things started to change. When I decided I'm done. I am done trying this my way, because obviously I am not perfect at figuring everything out. And that was in a season when everything else about my life was quote unquote perfect.
Wow.
You know, you have the job, you have the this, you have the that. And that happens with many people. You have 90% of what you think is not the perfect life, but a good life. And then there's that one thorn in your side that you just can't figure out on your own. And every person reaches their breaking point. So that was where you see the transition.
This is going to be a really great
It's
book.
juicy,
I am telling you.
Kirsten.
And so this book, good God.
Good God!
That one. You're going to be having a book signing and launching of it very, very soon. Talk to me about that. When is it?
Yes. So I am actually staging an event called The Climb. And this year it's targeting the ladies. It's the ladies edition. It's being held this Sunday, May 17th at 4:30 p.m. And the reason I wanted to hold it again, I've held 2 previous editions. They were
Yes.
primarily for entrepreneurs. But I like to be, remember you talked about obedience?
Yes.
I like to be obedient. So this year I felt it in my spirit, do it for the ladies. Ladies tend to have a special set of circumstances and issues and stuff that we like a safe space to talk about. And so I'm actually flying in some speakers. I myself, I'm going to be speaking. We have a tea party like event. 'Cause when you bring out women, you gotta make it like, I can make you feel like a good sissy. Like,
Understood.
you understand? I can set the environment. But at the end of the night, I'm having a book signing and photo op because I want to take pictures with you guys. It's the day after my birthday, so this is my way of creating my own birthday party. And that's where you get the opportunity to get the book for a discounted price as well. So it's going to be a full evening of quite a bit.
That's coming up for the Sunday.
Yes.
At Sweetfield Manor.
Correct.
Beginning at 4:30 in the afternoon.
Yes.
And then moving into the night. And it's going to be phenomenal. It is going to be wonderful. You get not just a chance to have your little cucumber sandwiches and tea, but you're actually having a really good time. But you're also hearing stories being told, sharing with other people, learning from other people's experiences as well. But at the end of the day, good God, you're going to get that book, A Single Girl's Rocky Path to Finding True Love, and at a discounted price as well. Sweetfield Manor, this Sunday, 4:30 for The Climb. Climbing out of or climbing onto. You decide which it is for you, but you come have the experience indeed and see life a whole lot differently, because it might be raining. It might not even be raining, but for you, your world is raining. And you want to see beyond the rain. You have to see clearly yet again. This moment in time on Sunday can help you. The book can help you as well. Sharita O'Dell is the author. But you're going to be speaking. You're flying in some other international speakers as well. You have locals still speaking?
Yes, I have 2 Canadians coming in. Phoebe Trotman, she is a multi-Hall of Famer in football. And she has Bajan roots. Renita Drakes, she also has Bajan roots as well. So I'm excited about having them. And we have Melinda Peter from here, great speaker. I'm speaking as well. The topics that we have include things like life after divorce. Because sometimes people go through divorce and might be a little bit hard on themselves. So it's good to see someone, Melinda, who's gone through it and how she's bouncing back. Topic that we have is, am I good enough? That resonates with so many people. And I'm going to close out the evening with the topic, cut the rope. I'm not going to say any more.
Cut the rope. Cut the rope. Let the sheep go. Leave it there. Pat Ben is watching. Says, congratulations to you, Sharita, on the publication of your book. I'm happy that you found love. And so the book is only available here and through you?
It is on Amazon. You can look for it on Amazon. If you like the Kindle version, it's there. You can also find it in Cloister Bookstore. as well in Dome Mall, Sheraton Mall, and on Hink Street. And then, as I said too, I'll be having it
on Sunday.
Sold on Sunday. Yes.
So, folks, it's accessible. For those of you overseas, it is very accessible. It's online at Amazon. Get your copy today and read more about this single girl's rocky path to finding true love, and see if you are that girl or you're along the path as well. We can learn one from the other. That's what the sisterhood is about.
Yes.
And so we encourage you to come to the event on Sunday, 4:30, Sweetfield Manor. You know exactly where that is. And find your space online as well. Get a copy of the book, but sit among your friends. Read it, discuss it, share with it, and then you'll find yourselves a happier person right after, more fulfilled. And that's what it's about, finding personal fulfillment, not finding fulfillment in someone else.
But
finding personal fulfillment.
Yes.
My girl, congratulations first
Thank
of all.
you so much.
You're
and I just
welcome.
want to say, grab your ticket. It's $100. You're getting a value pack evening. You can find tickets online at ticketlinks.com. Also at Design Central, which is on the same street as the Immigration Building.
Right.
That's the studio that has the dancing man in front of it. And Saul Warren. So
Gotcha.
grab your ticket and come. It's going to be a fulfilling evening.
Gotcha. Thank you, Sharita. Thank you so much. All right, folks, we're taking a break here. We're coming back in a moment.
Some ask, what makes Barbados so special? We at Mornin Barbados say it's you, our exceptional youth. You are talented, resilient, and inspirational. You are the epitome of the Barbadian spirit, testing the boundaries of your creativity. If you are an entrepreneur, artist, baker, designer, author, or have done anything you think should be highlighted, email us at morninbarbados@cbc.bb. Let us show the world our exceptional Bajan youth.
There is a saying, you can find a Bajan anywhere. Are you a Bajan living abroad? Or do you know of one who has migrated to another country? Well, we at Mornin Barbados would love to have you or them on our Bajan Affair segment. Share your amazing stories, experiences, and how you have adapted to a new culture. Send us an email to morninbarbados@cbc.vb. And together,
Morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
Let's look at the news now. The Barbados Fire Service now has a major boost to its firefighting and rescue capabilities. Government yesterday commissioned a new aerial ladder truck valued at more than $2.2 million. Officials say the new equipment comes at a critical time as the island faces increasingly dangerous fire-prone conditions during this dry season. Deanza Roberts tells us more.
The Barbados Fire Service says this new 45-meter aerial ladder will dramatically improve its ability to fight fires and conduct rescues at high-rise buildings across the island. Chief Fire Officer Earl Maynard says the appliance replaces the country's last aerial ladder, which had been out of commission after more than 2 decades of service. He adds that as Barbados continues to build taller structures, the fire service must remain prepared for new risks and emergencies.
Just a couple of years ago, we would have lost our last aerial ladder. We normally should have 2, but that one went out of commission after 20 plus years. And now we have this one here, which will be commissioned this morning, and it is the tallest ladder we have had in Barbados in all of history. This now can reach above the Central Bank of Barbados. So it means that we can fight fire or effect a rescue at any of the high-rise buildings in Barbados.
The commissioning comes amid an intense dry season that has already placed heavy demands on firefighters. Minister of Home Affairs and Information Gregory Nichols praised officers for their response to recent major fires in St. Philip and St. Lucie, while warning that conditions are expected to worsen.
We have had significant fire events and episodes which has caused you yourself, Fire Chief, and your team to be out in the field. In St. Philip on Sunday and yesterday in St. Lucie at Bentham's. and we are in the middle of a dry season and a prolonged drought, and the indications from the Met Office suggest that we are going to have a much drier period than was previously projected. So we're going to have to be able to deal with these pressures. This piece of equipment, I hope that you will be able to deploy it to ensure that we can continue to maintain safety standards in Barbados, but at the same time, we have to work with the community here in Barbados to ensure that Barbadians are aware of what they can themselves do to mitigate against the harmful effects of raging fires.
The minister says government remains committed to equipping the fire service with the tools needed to protect lives and property. He also commends firefighters for maintaining equipment well beyond expected service life through local expertise and repairs.
The Barbados Fire Service has been exemplary in the management and the maintenance of these appliances over very many years. And the fact that you can ensure that they can last longer than their expected shelf lives by indigenously repairing them by your own team, not having to bring in engineers and mechanics and experts, but maintaining this fleet and keep them long into use, shows you the extent of our resilience, dexterity and ingenuity.
The new area ladder is expected to strengthen emergency response capabilities as the country modernizes its infrastructure. Deanza Roberts, CBC News.
The regional security system says the Caribbean is facing an increasingly dangerous transnational crime environment fueled by gangs, illegal firearms and international criminal networks. The executive director, Rear Admiral Erlington Sherland, made that point while speaking at the opening of a regional in-person forum on joint investigative teams hosted by the RSS and Inter-American Development Bank. He says law enforcement agencies across the region are dealing with a growing criminal economy linked to international networks. He also notes that requests for information are now coming from agencies in Europe, Latin America and Asia as investigations spread beyond Caribbean shores.
In fact, in 2025 alone, the region, through the RSS headquarters acting as the coordinating secretariat for the 26 states of the Asset Recovery Informal Network, Caribbean, requests for information was received on cases valuing over 100 million euros from law enforcement agencies in Ukraine, Malta, Latvia, Kyrgyzstan, Singapore, Colombia, the Netherlands, Spain, and France.
The RSS head says traditional systems are struggling to keep up with modern criminal networks because of bureaucracy, legal differences and language barriers. He believes joint investigation teams can help bridge those gaps.
We continue to experience increased barriers to international cooperation through current judicial processes. While crime is becoming increasingly transnational, our established systems are lagging behind, hindered by bureaucratic processes, language barriers, and differences in the legal frameworks. These dynamics, while they signal the involvement of our criminal organizations in the illicit economy in other regions of the world, certainly make the case for enhanced, expedited international cooperation measures as an extremely viable approach to tackling the transnational nature of crime.
3 nursing students at the Barbados Community College are one step closer to achieving their dreams after receiving financial assistance through the Ramona Maskell Memorial Scholarship sponsored by CIBC Caribbean. The initiative honors the late nurse Ramona Maskell, who died from COVID-19 during the pandemic. Here's more from Deanza Roberts.
3 aspiring nurses are now better equipped to continue their studies after being awarded the Ramona Maskell Memorial Scholarship by CIBC Caribbean. The scholarships were presented to Shaniqua Neblet, Jessica Holder, and Giselle Griffith during a ceremony at the Barbados Community College. It's part of the bank's continued support for youth development, healthcare, and education. Director Personal and Business Banking CIBC Caribbean, Michelle Weiberg, encourages the students to remain committed to the profession despite the challenges ahead.
I'm very happy that CIBC Caribbean is continuing with this program for these Ramona Maskell Memorial Scholarships. As today we will add 3 more student nurses to the growing list of now 15 students who would have benefited as of today. Just week before last, a group of us from the bank visited the staff of the Accident and Emergency Department at the Queen Elizabeth Hospital, and we heard about some of the situations that they have to manage in that department.
She reflects on the importance of nursing and the dedication required in the medical profession.
Wherever you decide to go and whatever area of nursing on which you decide to focus, you will need to be dedicated and committed. The profession you are entering is often termed a vocation or calling. It is one where you may have to work when the rest of your friends are sleeping, when the picnic times come and you may be on duty, and there will be times when you just don't feel like going, but you have to go because you have made that commitment.
Shaniqua Neblet speaks on behalf of the scholarship winners.
On behalf of my fellow recipients, I would like to extend our sincere gratitude to CIBC Bank for this generous scholarship in honor of nurse Ramona Masco. We are truly thankful for your continued support and investment in nursing education, as it encourages and empowers us to pursue excellence in our profession. We also wish to express our appreciation to the Department of Nursing for selecting us as this year's recipients. We are deeply grateful for your confidence in our potential.
Principal of the Barbados Community College, Annette Aline, also urges the students to pursue excellence and empowerment as they continue their training. The scholarships, valued at $2,000 Barbados dollars each, will cover registration fees, books, and uniforms. The bank says 15 nursing students have now benefited from the scholarship program since its launch in 2021. Deanza Roberts, CBC News.
Let's look at sports now. Trinidad and Tobago Red Force have secured first innings lead over Barbados Pride on day 3 of their West Indies Championship playoff game at Coolidge in Antigua. The Pride started the day needing another 71 runs to get the first innings lead, but were bowled out for 296, giving the Red Force a lead of 37 runs. Joshua Bishop made 99 not out, as Anderson Phillips ended with 4 for 63. Batting a second time, the Red Force were riding on an unbeaten 101 from opener Cephas Cooper to close the day on 209 for 7, an overall lead of 246 with 3 wickets in hand. Bishop has 4 for 60, Roston Chase 3 for 49. Here are the highlights. That's our morning look at news and sports. We'll have more news and sports coming up at 12 noon here on TV8. We're back with Morning Barbados right after this break.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
Books open your heart, your mind, and your soul. They are educational, entertaining, inspiring, and motivating. Are you an author of a recent book you want to share? Then Mornin Barbados would love to feature your book in our The Next Chapter segment. Send us an email to morninbarbados@cbc.bb. That's morning without the G. Come and let us turn those pages together.
Some ask, what makes Barbados so special? We at Mornin Barbados say it's you, our exceptional youth. You are talented, resilient, and inspirational. You are the epitome of the Barbadian spirit, testing the boundaries of your creativity. If you are an entrepreneur, artist, baker, designer, author, or have done anything you think should be highlighted, email us at morninbarbados@cbc.bb. Let us show the world our exceptional Bajan youth.
There is a saying, you can find a Bajan anywhere. Are you a Bajan living abroad? Or do you know of one who has migrated to another country? Well, we at Mornin Barbados would love to have you or them on our Bajan Affair segment.
Morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
Hey parents, my name is Stacia and I'm a mom and a nutritionist. I know mornings can be hectic, especially that marathon before 8 a.m. Just getting those lunches ready for good health and energy throughout the day. No guilt, no judgment here. I know many of us have added those juice boxes and chips into the lunch boxes. All right, time for the face-off. On the left is an unhealthy lunchbox and on my right is a healthy lunchbox. Let's unpack the contents. On my left, we're gonna find more of that juice drink, which has tons of sugar and hardly any nutrient value. You might even pack that salty snack, or you might pack a lunch that is just white bread, no dietary fibers in there, which is very important for our kids, and that protein that could be a bit salty as well. You might even include that cookie. Now, there's not a problem to have a cookie at times, but the overconsumption of these unhealthy foods are impacting our children in a large way. On my right, you might consider a more healthier lunchbox. And it doesn't have to take a lot of time either. You can pack a fresh fruit, high in potassium, all the nutrients you need to get that child through the day. You might consider a yogurt, rich in calcium as well for those strong bones and healthy teeth. And that lunchbox can also comprise of a healthy sandwich made of whole grain bread, slip in a bit of those veggies, and maybe another fresh fruit just to get them through the evening. And if you dare to consider adding a snack, look for those healthier snacks that are low in salt, low in fat, and certainly have some fiber content. And always, please don't forget, pack that vital nutrient, water. Costs you very little, but is important for growing children. So, which lunchbox would you choose? Let's raise a generation of healthy children for Barbados.
The last thing you heard is let's raise a healthy generation of school children for Barbados, children in general for Barbados. That's important. We've been sharing that message with you over some time now. Is it yet connecting with you? Is it not yet connecting with you? Maybe this statistic will connect with you. And so to share that statistic with us, we have a couple people from the Barbados Childhood Coalition. Let's look at this. Professor Ann St. John and Kibera Foster, who's a youth advocate.
Morning.
The statistics are not trending in the direction we want them to trend.
No, indeed, Pearson. Are we serious? Do we recognize what is happening? And the World Health Organization study has revealed that between 2012 and 2022, the prevalence of overweight and obesity in children in Barbados has escalated, especially since 2017. Previously, it was 1 in 3 children who was overweight or obese. Now it's 42%. 4 out of 10 children are in this category. We have to think, are we serious? Do we recognize that what's happening now will impact on our productivity, our later generations, longevity, all those things indeed. Concerning.
Very concerning indeed. And there are many players in this scenario. I mean, there is the promoter, the vendor, the distributor, the parent, and the child, because the child also makes decisions, and the vendors all around the school and so forth. So the messaging has to be heard by each of us, those segments. Us, the parents, to model the behavior we want, the change we want to see, so that the child makes the informed decisions that we want them to make when they're out of sight. And Mr. Distributor, to be mindful of the kinds of things we're all trying to achieve as a community as well. Are we getting those messages into those specific segments? Are they hearing the message?
We are trying our best. The Barbados Childhood Obesity Coalition was formed some 5 years ago about, and it consists of a number of organizations in civil society in partnership, something like 30, and we are lobbying, advocating, trying to send the messages, mainly to the parents, the providers, the public in general, because one has to be sustained in one's effort. It's not a sprint, it's a marathon.
Yep. Indeed so. Every 4 in 10 children are obese. Let's talk about the dangers of obesity and prolonged obesity. What does that do to the child? I want to scare them.
Initially, it doesn't bother the child too much, but over time, you find the child has problems with all the organs are affected as you get older. Your joints, walking, movement, your heart, where you get deposits of fat in the arteries. Then there's diabetes type 2, which is the non-communicable diseases category. Diabetes type 2, high blood pressure, heart disease, vascular disease, and cancers have an increased prevalence with obesity and overweight as well. And we have our share of cancers, which takes up so much of our economic wealth.
And then there's the psychological side of it as well. You're fat, you're this, you're that. We get very, very cruel as people, and then particularly as children sometimes, because again, they're echoing some of the behaviors they see the adults do. And so all of that plays into a life of difficulty for the child. Now, not all of us is built the same, we acknowledge. And so it is, how do we create a lifestyle for our children so that they do have the best opportunity to live healthier lives as they go forward. And so one example is what we just shared with you before we started to talk. That's one example, but it has to be reinforced at the school. Are you satisfied that the school's nutrition policy is as effective as it was designed to be?
We're not satisfied. One must take small steps, and the school's nutrition policy, which is a document and a big effort of the Ministry of Education partnering with health and civil society, was started a few years ago, maybe about 3. And what's happened is it was phases. You cannot just present people with something and expect them to absorb and sop it up like a sponge. Phased in. But we're not convinced, we're not happy that implementation has the maximum, the effort that could be made. So one finds legislation is the most effective way, and we're lobbying for legislation to be serious about this, because at the end of the day, it affects our economy. It helps to fill the Queen Elizabeth Hospital, older people with their amputations and their heart disease and things of that nature. So we're pushing for the school's nutrition policy to be fully implemented at this point in time, having started a little while ago.
You know, in large part, the children, I think, are pretty compliant, but it's the parent, again, who is not compliant with the policy, because for them it is economics at play here. So it's cheaper for them perhaps to give the unhealthy food versus the healthier version. And I'm using my godsons as an example, because they remind me, they have their bottles of water. They take 2 big bottles of
Good,
water.
good.
And so the first thing often is, did you drink all of your water? Yes, they're proud to let me know I've drunk all of my water today, uncle. And in the supermarket, they're taking time to be careful of the things they purchase. But that's the responsibility of the adult. And I'm just saying that sometimes us adults, we create more harmful outcomes for our children because we are not careful enough to care enough for how that child is raised.
I wouldn't say not to care enough. There's the economic factor. There's the argument generally that eating healthy is expensive. And so this is where the COPC has come in. There's a list of healthy foods, like that was our, that ad was our deputy chair of the COPC, Stacia Whitaker, showing how you can substitute, looking at partnering with the vendors, for example. We're looking at the vending bill, which hasn't been proclaimed, although it came up in 2021. We're pushing for that to be done. We're having meetings with the vendors because you don't want people to think you're trying to reduce their income. They have to live, they have families to feed as well. Looking at, as recently as the middle of April, there was a workshop for vendors at the Spring Memorial School where we had manufacturers and wholesalers meet to form a cohesive group where they can buy wholesale and looking at healthy foods. So there are considerations that have to be there. I wouldn't blame the parents to say that they're not helping. It is a multifactorial issue.
Indeed so. Kibira, what do you see as one of the youth advocacy officers? What do you see in our young children today? Are you seeing any change in behavior?
Well, I'll speak on an outreach activity that we would have started in 2024. It's called the Cool School Nutrition Tour, where we, as a youth health advocates group, travel around to schools across the island. We've been to 106 schools in total, and that encompasses private and public schools, both primary and secondary, and that activity aims to bring awareness to the school nutrition policy, which was implemented the year prior in 2023, and to encourage our students to adopt healthier lifestyles, whether that is through good nutrition and increasing physical activity within the school environment and when they go back into their homes.
Those are your two pieces of advocacy right now, indeed, to be able to, make smarter choices, but include that with exercise, because the balance is what we're trying to do. You know, you can eat until you get thin, but your muscles will wither away if you don't exercise and build them back up as well. And so we're not asking you to create a scenario where your child starves because the body's craving something, but what are some things you want to give to your child as an alternative to what it might be craving for? Those are decisions you might have to make as the adult in the room. And so we want to share a little bit more about that and more. When we take this break, we'll come right back to continue our conversations with Professor Ansett John and Kibira Foster. Back in a moment.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
There is a saying, you can find a Bajan anywhere. Are you a Bajan living abroad? Or do you know of one who has migrated to another country? Well, we at Mornin Barbados would love to have you or them on our Bajan Affair segment. Share your amazing stories, experiences, and how you have adapted to a new culture. Send us an email to morninbarbados@cbc.vb. And together we will travel the world.
This is where Barbadian football lives. Every Monday from 8:03 p.m., step onto the touchline. A 30-minute show featuring the BFA Premier League. Join Anmar Goodrich Boyce and Damien Best as they review the action, the goals, the grit, the glory, and the stories shaping the league. From kickoff to the final whistle, this is your front row seat to Monday Night Football. Touchline, bringing you closer to the BFA Premier League. See you on the Touchline, live on TV8.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
Many children have unhealthy diets, especially at school, and now 31% are overweight or obese. And so one less sugary drink at my school may mean one friend less at risk of cavities or diabetes.
R2, R3.
And if we're served less foods high in saturated fats, sugar, and sodium, it may reduce our risk from obesity, heart disease, and high blood pressure. The solution is simple, right? Let's get unhealthy foods and beverages out of our schools.
A message from the Heart and Stroke Foundation of Barbados and partners.
That's the plan. That's part of the school's nutrition policy as well. Creating a space where the only option is something healthy. I know, Kabir, you have a passion about that, right?
Yes. So as we were speaking about off air, we're trying to create an environment where the healthy option is the only option. So one of the major policy acts that is a key part of the school nutrition policy is the ban on marketing of unhealthy food and beverages within the school environment. We are seeing that our children are being targeted. We're seeing unhealthy food companies come into the school and market their products, and it's negating what we're trying to implement with the school nutrition policy. And we have to look at people over profit. We have to put our children's health at the forefront. As Professor Ann St. John would have mentioned, we're seeing now that the numbers are at 42%, and that then predisposes our children to developing non-communicable diseases. And we know that we're already facing a high burden of non-communicable diseases in Barbados, and that not only is a major health issue, but it's a major economic issue for us. So we need all stakeholders to be all hands in where this policy is concerned. We need to protect our children.
Indeed so. But a lot of this stems from a craving, Professor St. John. And I keep asking, but why do I crave? I crave a taste. I crave the satisfaction that I get from that particular taste. So the taste must have been trained in a particular way, but the body responds with a craving. Talk to me why that happens.
Well, starting very early, the palate training. When a child is born, it drinks milk, infant milk. Then they start solids, about 6 months recommended. We advise parents, do not add sugar, do not add salt, do not taste the baby's food, because they are superimposing their palate. If you train a palate for sugar, the high sugar, the child will crave it. And sugar-sweetened beverages is a prime example. Some of those beverages contain, when we go to the schools, we show the children empty bottle. We say, for example, this orange or this green or blue drink. How much sugar do you think is in there? And they're shocked, as are their teachers, to realize 16 teaspoons of sugar, 13 teaspoons of sugar. We hold out the bottle. Would you drink or eat this? They say no. But they don't realize the limit is 5 teaspoons of sugar per day. For whatever age, that's sufficient. The more sugar you have, the more you crave it. So you can't drink one sugar-sweetened beverage. You want more and more. It's an addiction, which many do not realize.
And that's what we're fighting against right now. We don't want the addiction, because the addiction leads to all the other complications through obesity and the like. And so there's much more that we can do as a society. This has to be ring-fenced by a society. While the school is creating an environment that is healthier, you leave the school's gate and immediately you run right into the ice cream truck. You run right into the vendor's tray, and you take up and you go and you just have a grand old craving for just a moment. Then you go home and there it is. Keep quiet, have your Coke, have your whatever beverage. And there we go with the cravings yet again. But whatever happens, we don't move enough. Let's talk about the value of exercise, not just at school, but as a family as well.
Family activity, very important. The recommendation for the child is at least an hour of physical activity per day. Take their phones away from them. Let them run around. However, you can't say, little Johnny, you need to run around an hour a day. In the time in school, the break time, the lunch time, extracurricular activities. And I'm happy the Ministry of Educational Transformation has incorporated this, part of its plan. So they need to have that activity, skipping, running around behind a ball. turn the phone off and put it up on the shelf. And it's a family activity. If mommy and daddy sit down on their phone when they come home, little Johnny or Mary is following the prime example of what they really see.
Yeah, and it's important that we get them up and moving. I know in school, listen, because I'll come to this one, because Kibira, oftentimes as boys grow older and go into early puberty, not what I just did, the smell changes, for want of a better expression. And
Hormones.
so always, it almost changes completely. And so there we are now, they're met now with a problem, because the female gender then says, I don't like the way you smell icky. But the boy just needs to work it off. And we don't want him also to have a problem with obesity. Let's talk a little bit about that and the compassion that one needs to have, an understanding of those changes of life, one, and to continue to encourage that level of activity.
Yeah, so in terms of body odors, that's something that we can manage. So we want our children to be empathetic to ones who may have a stronger odor than others. But it's important for us to keep active. We want our students to participate in their physical education sessions. We want them to be involved in extracurricular activities such as cricket, football, badminton, hockey. These are essential to their health and the full-on functioning of their cardiovascular system. So we really want to encourage them, despite all of the new scents that that they're experiencing during puberty, to still keep up the exercise. It is very important to their health.
It's so important. I remember at secondary school, it was an all-boys school at the time, and we had just finished phys ed, and we walked back into the school. The first lesson was being taught by a female teacher, and she was disgusted by the sweatiness of the boys. And I'm just saying, we had to, well, we didn't put her in her place, but she had to come to a point of understanding that was exercise. It was not simply sweating. And so I think for a lot of us, we have to recognize that in our children as well, that level of exercise is so important for the child's own health as well, and not to see it as something that's absolutely disturbing and disgusting.
Truly so, but it's family life education. Entering puberty is a very age. Girls usually enter before boys. And certainly counseling and assistance with whatever measures are available to reduce this social stigma that some of the students may have a BO, which is a bit stronger, and assist them, because sometimes they don't have any deodorant. The parent isn't aware because they see them when they leave home and they're fine and fresh. So things like that, instead of stigmatization of the students. There are other forms of exercise. You don't have to play hockey and play football.
Correct.
You can do dance, you can swim, all sorts of things are available as well.
And the same holds for the foods we eat. There are all sorts of other things are available as well. It doesn't have to be laden with salt. It doesn't have to be laden with sugar. And there's some who would say to you, but the nutritionist said to me, I must have balance, everything in moderation.
Yes, for sure.
What do you say?
Definitely so. Balance is very important. And our children need, this is Child Month, we need health, economic rights, justice. We are in Barbados a signatory to the Human Rights Convention on the Child, and we need to advocate for our children to have the best that they can have.
Indeed. So, Kibira, I'm sure you hold the same view.
Yes, I do.
All right. The 5-minute segment, I know that you're telling me you move around to schools, you're doing that kind of school tour?
Yes, so that is our cool school nutrition tour. But we have a project upcoming that will be launched shortly called the 5-Minute Movement Break Challenge. So it aims to encourage secondary schools across the island to implement a short 5-minute structured movement break between classes, specifically the double periods and triple periods, where they would benefit most from having a little movement and recharge before they go back to learning. So you can look out for more information within the next month on our 5-minute movement break challenge within the secondary schools.
Sounds exciting. Sounds really interesting indeed. But folks, the statistics are alarming. Every 4 out of 10 children are reported as obese. That is an alarming statistic because it lends to so many other complications later on. And so we want to be able to arrest it right now. And so in arresting it right now, you have to pay closer attention to what you feed your children, what you allow them to be able to access as well, because secretly they will. And for you to take lead actively in the kind of change you want to see in your child, but being more engaged in that physical activity that you want them to be a part of. Don't sit on the sideline and think, I've told you, no, you do. You don't just tell them, no, you do. You do it with them as well, so that it becomes a culture that is repeated over and over, but is one that's positive. Guarantee it indeed. Together we can make a difference. Thank you so very much, Professor Ansit John and Kabir Foster,
yes.
for joining us this morning indeed.
Thank you
this
for
is a
having
conversation, of course, we have to continue a conversation on this, because we have to constantly reinforce, because reinforcement is what is going to help with the sticking and making the change we want to see.
Indeed.
Thank you so much. Morning Barbados comes back. We have a story to tell you right after this break.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
This is where Barbadian football lives. Every Monday from 8:03 p.m., step onto the touchline. A 30-minute show featuring the BFA Premier League. Join Anmar Goodrich Boyce and Damian Best as they review the action, the goals, the grit, the glory, and the stories shaping the league. From kickoff to the final whistle, this is your front row seat to Monday Night Football. Touchline, bringing you closer to the BFA Premier League. See you on the Touchline, live on TV8.
Touchline, sponsored by Dasani. Live first, Dasani after. And Powerade. Pause is power.
Preserve your personal priceless memories. Here at CBC, we transfer VHS, DVDs, Beta, U-matic, and DV-CAM tapes to modern digital formats. Safely, quickly, and affordably. Call CBC on 467-5437 to get started. In just 2 weeks, your memories will be ready to relive and share again.
When I told you this is a story about struggle and survival, and I tell you this is a story about overcoming, and I keep reflecting all the time on Whitney Houston's song, I Was Not Built to Break. And so this man, who I'll introduce to you now, understands the mission. He understands he's not built to break, but that there is purpose, because that purpose has been invested in him, and so today he can smile. We're talking about the one, the only Bruce Chandler. He sits with us. Bruce, good morning.
Good morning, sir. Good morning, Bobby. It's pleasant. Good morning.
It is so good to see you, and not just see you. Look, folks, doesn't he look different? Doesn't he look better? This is Bruce Chandler. Bruce.
Hi, sir.
Your story is one that has been so deep. It resonated so deeply with a lot of us, and we felt your pain.
Yes, sir.
Do you want to reflect for just a little bit on what that time was?
Yeah, in that time, well, it's the friends I used to keep as well.
Mm-hmm.
At that time, it was very low. Put out from my house, because when you're on drugs, your mind, you're never the same person that you're supposed to be. You used to be somebody totally different. It's tend to bring out the worst side of you.
Mm-hmm.
Cause everybody got two different sides.
Yeah.
And drugs is you never know until
you go through.
You get there.
Mm-hmm.
And me, I was always a nice person coming up, and never steal, never take knife from people or nothing like that. Never learn to fight, nothing like that. But since I started using drugs, I started getting to all those sort of things: jail, institutes, and for no reason.
Yeah, we call it drugs, but it's something else that led you down that road.
It's your behaviors too. Your behaviors and the way who come up to as well was always spoiled. I was forthright as a youngster, and I could do a lot of things that a lot of kids can do. Cause I was a superstar, like from T Talent days.
I know. I'm coming through the story with you.
You know what I mean? And I got to do a lot of things and had a lot of money that I could do a lot of things with, and my mom used to make sure that we have everything. So I wasn't like the average child.
How are you now?
Me right now, I'm pretty good. Not working as yet, but trying to get work, and things better for me because I'm focused on being clean.
Yeah.
I'm focused on doing things different than how I was doing it before.
What are you doing differently?
Me right now, I'm focusing on. I want to be an advocate. I want to be a leader, a role model to people again. I try to work on my music as well, and I try to do things differently. Right now, I do a lot of studying and meditation. Upon the morning, I go and meditate so that it helps me to start my day right.
Yeah. And that's important. But to also look around, to my mind, to look around and realize that there are people who are rooting for you.
Yeah, of course.
And because oftentimes we go so much in search of appreciation, love, recognition, and all of those things, and we feel that we're not getting it, and then we feel we get it from something else.
Yeah, but I can show you that's me too. That's something that I have in me. When I'm doing well, and things just feel like if it's going well slow, because in the drugs, it be fast. But to slow down, there's way learning how to slow down and keep cool. Right now, I take a medication as well to calm me down.
Yeah.
And it's working very good.
You know God loves you. Do you know that?
I know. And God is a great God.
You sure you know that?
I take it all.
You know God has not given up on you.
Yes, sir.
And because God has not given up on you, you can be confident every minute of every day, Bruce.
Thanks a lot.
That all will be well. He's walking with you.
Yes, sir.
But you have to see him. You have to know him. You have to feel him. You have to experience him, but you have to talk to him.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I really, right now, I really do a little praying, and I'm not really church guy.
Yeah.
But
it's not about being a church guy. That's not about it at all. It is about having that one-on-one relationship. That's all it is.
Yeah, I never really come up going to church, but I just do a lot of praying, and I just do a lot. I got people that helping me right now that I got to give so much thanks to Chantel. Chantel Evening and her mom. And some of the nicest people I ever met.
I know, they're good people.
See a stranger on the street and Chantel come and ask me, Bruce, you want to do this documentary? And it was like, man, tell me no, boy, don't do that, boy. How you gonna put your life on?
Yeah.
I tell myself, what you doing here? I put my life in danger and getting people to hate me more and building enemies to myself from using drugs. So why can't I do something to make a positive out of it?
That's a good start.
Everybody was telling me don't do it. Even when I came home, I went back to jail because I went back again in the same environment after doing the documentary. I did a show with my brother and things was good. And I tell myself, I ever get called and I get a little disappointed. And I tell myself, going back to the same people. And I bought Chantel again and I was in there for like 2 months, back in the drug game again, and people saw me on the street and tell me, Bruce, I can't believe you're going back doing this. But people don't know neither, but it's no excuses. Drugs is not good. Yeah. And in the excuse, if I smoke drugs, it's because I want to smoke drugs. There's no excuse. I know people that stop smoking drugs that have underlying issues and they're doing well, and that give me inspiration as well to that. There's no reason why I should smoke drugs.
You know, it's a moment by moment, step by step,
day by day. Day by day, and they're taking it one day at a time.
So don't become impatient, Bruce. Do not become
That's my downfall.
impatient. I know how life is. Yeah. Trust me, I do, because I live life too, and sometimes I get impatient for things to happen, but then I have to remind myself it happens in its own time, as designed by God. And that's why I said to you, if you have that relationship that's so meaningful, God tells you when.
Yeah.
He tells you when, but you have to be patient. To wait on when he tells you when.
What I was missing that people is giving you a test to see if you can stand strong and
they won't break you.
Yeah, but so right now I gotta go through it and I staying firm. Don't mind I ain't got the job that I want. And yeah, me and my brother working on things. We got our differences as well.
That's just life.
Like he was on drugs as well, and he changed his life for about 12, 14 years. But
so right why now, not you, right?
Yeah. Right now, me and he working on things. The relationship is going a little better. Because we can see eye to eye.
Understood.
Yeah, but everything is going better. and right now I feel ready to do what
I can
what
see.
is
I
needed
can
to
see. I
do.
can see you're ready. You're ready.
Yeah, I'm ready.
Be patient though.
Yeah, but I'm being patient.
Now, in the documentary, you spoke about your love of music. I remember watching. I thought, oh gracious, he still sounds great in the documentary alone. And so, what does music mean to you?
For me, music is life. Right now, if I can't get to do music serious, I can doing it. And I feel music is one of my talents that I give up my first talent for music, and that's cricket. I'm a very good cricketer, talented cricketer, and I give up singing. I mean, cricket for singing, and I'm a cricket fanatic. There's no sport in the world that I like that's better than cricket. I give up cricket for singing, and I'm really good at it as well.
Yeah, you can do two.
Yeah.
You don't have to do just one thing.
I'm too old now for the cricket. I feel too old now for the cricket. Before too.
They said you're never too old for anything. You're seniors, masters cricket.
Yeah.
That's the whole point.
Yeah.
So it's just to seek out, and the opportunity presents itself to you. But you know what, Bruce? I want to take a break here. When I come back, I want to share with you, and then I want to get your reflection on a moment. Do you mind?
No problem. No problem.
Just hold on. We're right back with more with Bruce Chandler right after this.
Are you ready to turn it all the way up? We make you feel good. Your #1 party station. Non-stop hits and the latest trends in music, fashion, and everything lit. Hit us up on socials at 981 Barbados on IG and 98.1 The One on Facebook. This is your world, your playlist, your station. 98.1 The One.
Books open your heart, your mind, and your soul. They are educational, entertaining, inspiring, and motivating. Are you an author of a recent book you want to share? Then Mornin Barbados.
I got to get the represents that he found years ago. I can't be this song. I was a young this song over romance. A party water. I'm a home for 10 years. I say so this song about my body partner.
I saw you. I saw you. Talk to me about what you sat there and watched that just now.
It's amazing. It's amazing to see that after all I've done.
Yes.
And the bad things they done in the past, that people, the appreciation that people have for me. And I never thought, I was always trying to fail, and I never thought that I would get that sort of vibe from people.
Bruce, when you walked onto that stage,
it was
the crowd erupted.
It's totally different. It was
so good to see.
I was so lost. Like, I mean, like, I can't even believe it. Yeah. I can't believe it. I tell myself, you Bruce, how you go back, people can not like you, you can feel. And that proved to me that ain't no feeling.
No.
Ain't no feeling. Once I got the right song, I know I could do good things. And doing the right things, people can love me and respect me anymore.
Wow. All overseas people are saying, we're hoping the best for you, Bruce. Keep the faith, be patient. God is not finished with you.
Thanks.
And she's watching from the United States. I am so proud of you, Bruce. This is Bruce, not Barry. This is Bruce. I have a lot more. And so, you know, and that's you're phenomenal. I know you know your talent. You know it yourself. You're just waiting for the opportunities
to build back.
But I want you to know that thousands of Barbadians, when we saw you walk onto stage, as I told you, our skins tingled because it's like, oh, thank you, Jesus, he's back.
Yes,
he's back with us. We are waiting on you, Bruce,
Thanks
to
a lot.
continue doing what you're doing and
Thanks
to continue
lot,
being
sir.
the phenomenal star that you really are.
Yeah, it's true.
But remember, it is one day
at a time.
Bruce. One day at a time. Don't become impatient. Do not become impatient, because there's so much in store for you to achieve and to do. And so, watching yourself just now,
it felt good.
It felt good.
It felt great.
What are you working on now?
Right now, I'm working on some uplifting music though. But I ain't really trying to get something to do for the crop over. But right now, I got some songs that more about uplifting and about the lifestyle that I've been through, and trying to help people in sound, because people everywhere people gravitate to music. When you hear the bad boy music, you see the people want to be bad boys all of a sudden, because in here is a vibe. So I want to be uplifting people. I want to say music, not really the soca. I'm not really the soca guy, but I tried doing soca and it worked. So.
You're just
I'm just a singer. I can sing anything.
A messenger.
Yeah.
And I like that. That's what you're passionate about now, to share and impart your experience and your knowledge with others who you recognize might be walking the same path that you want them to avoid.
Right now, a lot of people is on drugs. A lot of young people is gravitated to that drug world. So I was so surprised to see. Can't believe it.
And you want to do something.
And they want to try to do something about it. You know, you can't have everybody, but at least a one or two is good. That's a start.
It's a start. It's a real big start. And so you're on your journey.
Yes, sir.
Yet again, Bruce, thank God that you're alive and you're still on the journey. Indeed.
And healthy.
Yeah. You got to cure the voice and make sure it's all right all the time.
Yes,
I know we get a little carried away sometimes, but care for the voice. That voice is what you have. And that voice is God's gift to you to share, and to share loudly and often with a lot of us, so that we can hear the messages that you want to share, that we can feel the energy that you want to give as well.
Yes,
that is yours to care for, Bruce.
Yeah.
So don't be reckless with it.
Thanks a lot.
Of you, don't be reckless with it. You are so loved. I keep saying it all the time. So loved by Barbados, whether they're here or they are abroad. As you saw, commenters are commenting, and so I want you to know that there's hope.
I know that. Hope. I know that for sure.
Yeah.
And I know that at this time, it's a narrow road, and they're trying to walk down that narrow road. I don't want to swerve off. I tear swerving off. I tear swerving off, and I need right now, things happening for me to be like that. And I'm more focused.
And we're part of your guardrails.
Yes.
We're part of your guardrails, Bruce.
Thanks, sir.
You're welcome. Keep it up.
Thanks a lot.
Keep it up. Stay close to those who care for you. Miss Norville is saying, Bruce, you know I'm really happy for you. You know this person?
I can't say.
Shanti Norville?
Yes, ma'am.
Shanti, yeah. You got this Love Always Teen Talent crew, Shanti Norville.
Thank you, Shanti.
There you go. You see, so we have not forgotten Veronica. Look, that's familiar name. You know this one. You can make it, Bruce. One choice at a time. The Lord will be your strength.
Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot, Barbados.
She's a great woman. So this great woman is by your side to keep you on the straight and narrow. Like I said, we are your guardrails. The love of God constrains you. So just remember that God loves you, and He loves you for a reason. He loves you to declare His majesty, His power.
Yes, sir.
And you are called upon to do so right now, Bruce.
Thanks.
So be obedient, my brother.
Thanks a
All
lot.
right?
Yes,
You're
sir.
welcome. You're welcome. Good seeing you again.
Thanks a lot, Barbados.
There you go. Isn't that so nice of him? He is back with us, folks. Let's be kind to Bruce. Let's be generous to Bruce as well. And so wherever you see him, compliment him. Compliment him. And we want to be able to bring him back to us in his full self to do his ministry here on earth. Well, that's it for today. My little crew joins me in saying to all of you, have a terrific today. Be it the will of the Lord. We will see you tomorrow. Take care, Barbados. Bye-bye.
Wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up. Barbados, get up.
Good morning.